Hi, I've got the latest edition of Fort Point, the Motueka dry hopped version. They just released this for the first time ever yesterday. They actually haven't made any hop forward beers with Motueka at Trillium. The only New Zealand hop they've used extensively is Nelson Sauvin. Motueka is just getting, I guess it's been on the scene for a while, but Trillium's using them more. It's really popular to use Motueka with saisons, and Trillium just did a Motueka dry hopped free rise. That's their saison. But they haven't done any IPAs with Motueka. They haven't even used Motueka in a blend in any of their hop forward pale ales or anything. And I'm happy because I was waiting for Trillium to do something with a new hop that really featured it prominently. Motueka is a cool one. I feel like there aren't too many pale ales or IPAs that are all about that one. It's usually in a blend with a bunch of other hops. There are a couple different Motueka dry hop saisons out there, like Prairies, which I like a lot. So we'll see how this one is. I think I know what Motueka tastes like. Poured a little hard, pretty carbonated, and very, very pale and hazy. But I think in general with New Zealand hops, I often get a green peppery sort of character. Some people say limey and grassy, but this one will let me really get down to the bottom of it and what it does in a New England style. Yep, definitely some lime. And then I get that characteristic, slightly almost smoky jalapeno, fresh cut pepper thing that I also get from Nelson Sauvin, which I like very much. It might not be as strong in a Motueka beer, but it's there for sure. Along with your the classic Trillium peachy stone fruit creaminess coming on the nose, candy-ish sort of things coming from their yeasts and how it interacts with the dry hops. It smells pretty nice, but I don't know if you'd describe it as a juice bomb like our Citra, the regular Citra 4 Point. I like it though. It doesn't have a lot of dankness at all. The green quality I get from New Zealand hops is often just like a fresh, clean pepper. And that's mostly what I'm getting in this one. With, of course, some orange juice and grapefruit juiciness going on. It isn't exceedingly tropical. Maybe a little bit spicy. And the head kind of died down into bubbliness there. Not the most beautiful looking head. Ooh. It's definitely spicier than all the other Trilliums I had, and it finishes with the savory spice character. Woodsy, black pepper, and green pepper. It doesn't have as much fresh cut bell pepper in the flavor. Dries out pretty quickly. I'm getting a little bit of booze on the nose actually. It's only 6.6% alcohol, but now I'm noticing especially. Yeah, it doesn't add much in the flavor, but yeah, it's not as fruity as a lot of Trilliums. It's got a lot of spicy notes to it, a lot of woodsy notes. Not quite pine. And then like citrus zest mixed in with some grapefruit juice, I would say. Not especially tropical in the flavor though. It's got, still somewhat full mouthfeel, but the perceived sweetness isn't as high as I usually get from the Fort Points. And yeah, it's pretty dry on the tongue, not slick at all. I'm feeling a lot of textures. It isn't a huge bitterness, but it's different. It seems like the Motueka definitely changed this beer quite a bit. And I guess I have had the Nelson Fort Point, which I remember liking that quite a bit. But yeah, Motueka might complement the spicier yeasts like saison yeast and things. It's a really cool beer, really interesting. But it's not the super duper fruit forward Trillium that you might be used to. It doesn't have any garlicky dank sort of character or any of that going on, which I like quite a bit too. The finish is very spicy and clean, and if it were just had a little bit nicer head, I would probably enjoy it more. It would kind of add to the fluffiness and the feel. Still really good though. But I might only give this one like a 4 or an 8, or maybe a little more than that, 82 bags of popcorn. It's bringing some new flavors to the table, which I definitely appreciate, but it's not really taking me somewhere so different that it's like, wow. And it's not bringing out the classic, extremely juicy, fruity Trillium character that gives you a wow like every time. Well, I guess if you want something that's a little bit drier and more refreshing and spicy from Trillium, this is the one to go for. And a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, give this one a couple weeks in the can, maybe it'll be better, but maybe it'll seem less spicy or something and seem less boozy. We'll see. I only got 2 cans, but maybe I'll wait and try the next one next week. But I like the flavors, and I feel like, you know, the more you let it age, you're just gonna lose the flavors. They're gonna get muted somewhat, and it's not like if you're not noticing a lot of fruit right now, it'd be very odd if it just showed up somehow in 2 weeks. Because the spiciness, I feel like it's not like it's overwhelming fruit flavors or anything. But it's fun. It's prickly on the palate, and it just has a very, very light throat burn. That is the thing that kind of comes with all Trillium beers and a lot of the hazy IPAs out there. Not every brewery has it. There's not too much of that in Treehouse beers. But yeah, maybe if the alcohol goes away a little bit, I'll be able to like get some sweeter flavors. But it's clearly not making me wow, but I like it a lot. Definitely worth trying, especially if you're a fan of New Zealand hops and you like that extra peppery flavor. And I hope they do like a new street IPA that's featuring Motueka that's a little bit sweeter. Maybe that one I'd like a little more. Maybe I'd find some cooler fruit flavors coming out of it. And I guess, of course, I didn't mention the whole white wine. I guess a lot of people say that New Zealand, especially Nelson Sauvin hops, have a white wine character. This one, I guess that's the interesting thing. It does have quite a bit of a white grape thing, and then it finishes kind of bitter and boozy. I feel like they didn't nail this beer the first time, but maybe the next batch will be really good. So 83 bags of popcorn. Bye.